Good evening. My name is Michaela Swikowski, and this is my voiceover presentation about the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So to start, I'm going to talk about the geography of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. It is shortened by DRC, so throughout this presentation you may hear me say the DRC, and that just means it's the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So the Democratic Republic of the Congo is in Central Africa, northeast of Angola. It is slightly less than 1/4 the size of the US and is the second largest country in Africa after Algeria, and is the largest country in sub-Saharan Africa. The Democratic Republic of the Congo has a tropical climate overall, but different parts of the DRC have different weather patterns. For example, near the equator, it is hot and humid. In the southern highlands, it's cool and dry, and in the eastern highlands, it's cool and wet. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is known for many natural resources, such as cobalt, copper, petroleum, gold, silver, zinc, tin, uranium, coal, timber, and more. The DRC has 9 African countries on its borders. They are Angola, Burundi, Zambia, Uganda, Tanzania, South Sudan, Rwanda, Republic of the Congo, and the Central African Republic. The terrain of the DRC is very diverse. It has a 37-kilometer long coastline on the South Atlantic Ocean in the western part of the country. It also has mountains in the east and the Congo River that runs through the center of the country. This river is also the influence for the name of the country. The DRC also has a tropical rainforest throughout the entire country as well, which influences its climate also. The DRC has one active volcano called Nyiragongo that poses a threat to the country because it had its most recent eruption in 2002 and it is still active. A fun fact about the Democratic Republic of the Congo is that the equator runs through the center of the country, making its coordinates 0 north, 25 east. So the capital city of the Democratic Republic of the Congo is Kinshasa. The country is running as a semi-presidential republic, which means that there is a prime minister and a president, and the president has executive authority, but the prime minister is the head of the government. The Democratic Republic of the Congo also has 26 different administrative provinces. The Democratic Republic of the Congo gained their independence on June 30th, 1960 from Belgium, and they went through many names in their history, such as the Congo Free State, the Belgian Congo, Congo Leopoldville, Congo Kinshasa, and Zaire. The national symbols of the country are the leopard and the national colors that are represented on the flag there. Those colors all have a meaning. So sky blue means peace and hope. The red represents the blood of the country's martyrs. The yellow is the country's wealth and prosperity. And then there's also the star on the flag that represents unity and the brilliant future for the country. So to get into some demographics of the country, as of July 2020, as noted by the CIA, the estimated population of the Democratic Republic of the Congo is roughly 101.7 million people. And the distribution of females to males in the population is roughly 1 female for every male in the country, so about 50-50. The Democratic Republic of the Congo has many infectious diseases that hurt the country. The main ones, you can see them listed, but also there are AIDS, Ebola, hepatitis A, typhoid fever, malaria, dengue fever, rabies, and some other ones. The birth rate in the Democratic Republic of the Congo is 41 births per 1,000 people. And on the other hand, the death rate is 8.4 deaths per 1,000 people. And then the overall life expectancy of the average person in the Democratic Republic of the Congo is 61 years of age. The fertility rate in the Democratic Republic of the Congo is 5.77 children born per woman. So each woman is having almost 6 children. But unfortunately, the infant mortality rate is 64.5 deaths per 1,000 live births. And the population distribution is a little bit interesting. So in the northeast and the west of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the communities consist more of urban populations. And when you head further into the south, it is less densely populated. So the people of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, their nationality would be Congolese. However, the country consists of more than 200 ethnic groups, most of which are Bantu ethnic groups. In the DRC, there are numerous languages spoken. The official language in the country is French, while the language most often used in trading is Lingala. And then other languages that are spoken include Kingwana, which is a dialect of Swahili, Kikongo, and Shiluba. Most of the people in the Democratic Republic of the Congo identify with some sort of religion. The major religions in the country include Roman Catholic, Protestant, and other Christian. There are a few smaller religions present in the country and acknowledged by some, such as Kimbanguist, Muslim, and other religions that include some indigenous beliefs. And there's only a small percentage of the population in the country, roughly 1.3%, that has no religious affiliation. And then 77% of the total population in the DRC is literate, and by the age of 15 and older, most people are able to read either French, Lingala, Kingwana, or Shiluba. So by 15, most people can read and write both, one or all of those. So greetings in the Democratic Republic of the Congo vary based on the region and the gender of the people involved. For greetings in urban areas, men and women typically shake hands, smile, say bonjour, mobote, or jambo. For greetings in rural areas between two men, they typically shake hands with the other man or gently touch the side of his forehead. And in rural areas involving a man and a woman, sometimes the woman will greet a man by clapping their hands and bowing. So families and close friends, it's really important in the DRC to visit. So visiting family and close friends outdoors is extremely important during life in the DRC. Family and close friends will typically stop by unannounced, but strangers need to give notice in advance that they will be stopping by. And so I put outdoors there because it is extremely important to note that meeting indoors is reserved for special events, such as when the guest has a higher status than the host. And it is also important to note that if a meal is offered to you during a visit, you must not jump at the opportunity, but you also cannot deny it. Common courtesy is to act hesitant about the offer, but ultimately accept it. It is also polite and more acceptable to eat something that has been offered, even if you only take a little bit of what has been offered to you. So since they have a tropical climate, the staple foods in the DRC are rice, potatoes, cassava, bananas, yams, beans, fish, ground nuts, and more. There's one very common dish that is actually found in many African countries. It was started in Ghana, but is also very prevalent in the DRC, called fufu. And Siciliano Rosen in 2014 described it as a starchy kind of food made from cassava, yams, or plantains that have been boiled, pounded, and rounded into balls. So as you can see on here, I have a picture of fufu with a peanut soup that I got from Siciliano and Rosen. So the most common sport in the DRC is soccer, but the people of the DRC enjoy other pastimes as well, such as dancing, drumming, and listening to jazz. And the DRC has multiple holidays throughout the year, such as Independence Day, Liberation Day, Labor Day, and Martyrs Day. Family structure in the DRC varies among ethnic groups, so it's really hard to give an exact makeup of families. In the DRC, the focus is more on the group welfare and overall family welfare, not on the individual. It is also important to note that large extended families are normal, and it is usually common for them to all live under the same roof. In certain parts of the country, such as in the West, families are matrilineal in nature, meaning the brother of the mother is typically the head of the household and the preferred man for marriage. However, in other parts of the country, it is more common to see families that are patriarchal or polygamous in nature. In the DRC, funerals are elaborate celebrations that sometimes can include a 40-day mourning period for the family and close friends. Marriage is considered to be a family affair, and although it is changing more recently, it is typical for the marriage to be arranged partly by the parents. In the DRC, they have multiple branches of the military. They have the Armed Forces, Land Forces, National Navy, Congolese Air Force, Republican Guard, which is used to protect the president, and there are only about 100,000 active troops, and the age to serve, even if it's voluntary or mandatory, is 18 to 45 years old. In the DRC, they have 198 airports, 26 that are paved, 172 unpaved, about 4,000 kilometers worth of railways, 152,000 kilometers worth of roadways, 15,000 kilometers worth of waterways, and the major seaport is called Banana. And telecommunications are a little difficult. They are poorly developed infrastructure, limited bandwidth, expensive internet. Only 8.2 million people have internet, and limited fixed phone lines. So, importance for educators. So they have limited technology in their home country, so it's important to be understanding and patient if using technology in the classroom. It's also important to find out which part of the DRC they're from. The way you greet your student might be something they are not accustomed to. For example, in the areas where women do not shake hands with the men, it is important to know if your student is from that region because they may be reluctant to shake hands with anyone. When learning about money, the teacher can ask her students to talk about their currency from their country and explain what it looks like, show pictures, and explain the different parts of it, such as coins, dollars, and the different amounts each one holds. They could find out about their family's profession and what they may have been a part of back home, if they're willing to talk about it. In the DRC, mining is a big field, so if the parents are knowledgeable about rocks and minerals, the teacher may be able to use them during a science lesson to discuss rocks and minerals. Music teachers can use the parents and students in creating and learning about African drumming, since it is a favorite pastime in the DRC. They also need to learn and acknowledge their religion and be accepting and flexible if they need off for certain religious holidays. They are mostly Christian or Catholic, but some of them are not, so it's important to recognize that. Soccer is the main sport of the DRC, so gym teachers can use this and create a lesson about the rules of soccer and have small games, and even the regular homeroom teachers can keep a soccer ball in their classroom for outdoor recess time. And the biggest one that I thought of that could help an educator is about the common dish fufu. So since fufu is a common dish in the Democratic Republic of the Congo as well as in Africa in general, many families probably know how to make it, so the teacher can make an entire lesson about fufu, such as the origins, talking about the ingredients that could help students learn different names for foods. They could learn the recipe and how to read recipes, and then they could also learn about what to pair with it. And so the teacher could bring in the parents who enjoy cooking into this lesson to help teach them about the food and the recipes and the pairings. Since this is a popular dish, and that would be a really great fund of knowledge that the students can incorporate. So that was my presentation on the Democratic Republic of the Congo. I hope you learned something. I know I learned a lot, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of yours.